Parasite came out and everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe Koreans can make such great movies. They've been making great movies. We as Americans have just been scared to watch movies with subtitles.
Yo, X, man, what's going on?
What it is, homie.
Hey, dog. So, I was thinking today. Typically, you go to the movies, you go on a date, you want, when you're younger, you want to go and try to impress a girl, try and do something, do a little something strange for a piece of change, maybe something, a little something. Take her to the longest movie possible. But you know what?
And be in the back corner because you know what you was trying to do back there. That's not where we go.
Yeah, I was trying to. No, I was thinking about DJing, but I'm gonna get to something else though. Usually,
Okay.
So usually we go to the longest movie, do whatever we can, make out with a girl. But what if we actually enjoyed the movie, right? And we sat there and forgot she was even there. I wanted to go see the movie.
Occasion.
I wanted to see the movie It with this girl. And she just kept asking me questions like I saw the movie. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to watch this. I just saw this. I'm here with you. I don't know what happens. But I'm like, you know what? This is a really good movie. A really good movie. So today, why not talk about our favorite movies and give us our top 5? So on 2 Shades of Black, you got your man X, you got your boy Jordan, and we're gonna talk about it, man. So, X, man, I know we were talking about this list. Let me ask you, dog, what is your top 5? I know it was hard. I know it's hard because we're over here just counting movies down, directors, actors, all this stuff. So, what is your favorite? What is your top 5? What's your favorite top 5? What you got?
You caught me off guard here, my boy. You caught me off guard. I thought we was about to get deep into conversations about, relationships, topics, big controversial. But today we going lighthearted. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Let's have some fun.
Right. I hope y'all enjoy this because this is just coming off the top of my dome.
Freestyle,
I think
baby.
one of the top movies for me, and there's no particular order, The Great Debater with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
That was one of the top. I'm not going to say his first movies, but it was one of the first movies he got to act and direct in.
Okay.
And why The Great Debater is such a movie that I can watch over and over again. It's not always that you can see a film filled with Black greatness, right? Where they're educating kids to take those skills out into the world and be the great that they can be. Look, I never had a chance of becoming a debater in my days, but I could debate the hell out of shit now. That was after I went to college. But with that, Denzel Washington took a group of kids, taught them how to be great debaters, and they led. And they didn't win the championship, but they strung out and did it. It had some great actors, but it's very influential when it comes to looking at people that look like me and teaching them at a young age to become successful individuals. And Debate Club did that for a lot of people. Because one of those things you got to learn is seeing both sides of everything. Not many people have that gift in this world. The second one would have to be, I know, it's a reoccurring thing. We talk about racism and culture and Black, but when it comes to a good film, Steven Spielberg is top of the list, and I may have a couple in my top 5. Now, There's a lot of movies in my list. I'm just thinking off the top of my head what comes up, but Amistad is another one. Amistad for those.
Oh, wow.
Amistad was one of the very first slave movies that I've ever watched, and that's when I was a youngin'. Steven Spielberg, even though he is not Black, he put his foot down on that movie, boy.
I didn't even know he made that. That's crazy.
Yes. Okay. Steven Spielberg came out with Amistad. And I still don't know to this day how to say this man's name. It's that Black gifted actor, but he was the main character in that. And boy, he played that character. From the slave ships to people dying in the slave ships. I mean, it was so detailed. They had them shitting on themselves in the bottom of the slave ships going from Africa to America. It was detailed and I loved it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Number 3, and again, this is not in a particular order. I would have to go with everyone's kind of top laugher. It it is a generational movie that I think changed a lot of people and perceptions of South Central, and how funny that can be. And you already know if I said South Central, Friday, yes, that Gary movie with Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, that was a star. Bye Felicia, that's where it came from. Debo. Either way.
Debo, come chuck your chain.
Hold on. I get. My grandmama gave me that chain.
My grandmama gave me that chain.
But either way, great movie. I don't even got to put too much words into it because I'm sure y'all have already seen it. Number 4, I think I'm going to go with Schindler's List. Another Steven Spielberg movie. Schindler's List, let me tell you. Schindler's List was one of those movies I boohoo cried over people that ain't even me.
Dang.
And here is the reason why I chose Schindler's List. For those who've seen the movie Schindler's List, it is filmed in black and white throughout the whole movie. And at that time, of course, this is the movie of the Holocaust in the late 1930s, when Germany was going around collecting all of the different, not different, they're all the same Jewish people. They were all collecting Jewish people to bring them to the concentration camp. So this is like a 3-hour movie. So don't get it twisted. You got to be well rested, ready for an emotional roller coaster, and it's there. It's there. And one of the main reasons why it was so touching to me, because there was one scene that they decided to put color in the movie. And the color was of a young blonde girl wearing a red coat. And when I tell you the way the way they filmed this, the cinematic beauty of it, it was about, I want to say about 5 minutes of following this girl that may be around 3 years old, 4 years old. And why was it so impactful? And this is gonna be a spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. They follow her from when they break into her family's house, her running out into the streets, dodging people who's being basically shot in the head, execution style, where this is in the middle of the road. This was like the night, whatever, I don't remember, I forgot what it was called. It's a specific night when the German soldiers came in and just piled up every Jewish people and their belongings and just stuck them in the back of trucks. You see this girl, everything around her is black and white. She is the only color in the movie so that she's the focus. She's running through the streets. She's hiding. She's trying to hide, find places to hide because she's scared. And then that's for about 4 or 5 minutes. And then about 10 minutes later, they show the dead bodies of the Jewish people in black and white. And what do you see on that like trailer trolley that they have, the wheelbarrow, is the red coat. And when I saw that, boy, I broke down, boohoo, crying, snot nose. I was like, wow.
You were young watching this like that.
I was. This came out in like this came out in the 1990s. Steven Spielberg was on his game in the 1990s.
He was cooking.
God.
He was definitely cooking.
Boy, he was seasoning. He was seasoning. I tell you what, he was seasoning. That was the most powerful, I would say one of the top most powerful movies I've ever seen that made me change the way that I looked at world events compared to, everybody had their slavery issues. We know that. I've studied when it came to like Amistad, opened my eyes about slavery and especially what they didn't teach in the books. Because if you're a real American, you know it's propaganda, and half the shit we learn in our school is catered to make the American people look better than it really is. And if you don't believe it, you're the problem. So what I mean by that, you need to go out and educate yourself. And Amistad was one of the main reasons why I decided I need to look further into it and not just the sources they provided me in school. Because and not to get personal in here, but when it comes to going to an all-white school, look at today's society. They don't even want to cover in depth what Black history is. They only want to talk about the good. No, we need to know the ugly. We need to know the ugly. So the ugly don't happen again. That's all I'm going to say. Don't let me go down my rant. So number 5, we taking a trip, y'all. We taking a trip, y'all.
Where we going?
We going to Korea. A Korean movie made my top 5.
Oh, wow.
The movie is Oldboy. Oldboy was one of those movies that it was a psychological thriller, but it was gory. And when you look outside of America for movies, and y'all need to, because when Parasite came out and everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe Koreans can make such great movies. They've been making great movies. We as Americans have just been scared to watch movies with subtitles. And when I tell you there are movies in Korea, Japan, even movies coming out of Thailand, all the Asian countries, Japan makes the best scary movies, just like The Grudge, just like The Ring. Good. But if you haven't seen the Japanese version, because The Grudge was first a Japanese movie, America just stole its plot and redid it.
No, I saw
Ringo is a Japanese movie that The Ring is based off of. So if you want to see real scary movies and real psychological scary movies, check out some Japanese scary movies and horror films. I'm telling you, nice. They on point. But back to Oldboy. Oldboy with, I want to say the director is like I think it's Park Chan-wook or whatever the case may be, but it's about a dude that was entrapped. It was like a homeless dude that was entrapped for like 15 years, similar to the movies like Saw, where it was a psychological thing where they basically did psychological torture to him, and they released him out into wilderness, PTSD and all. And boy, that motherfucker, let me tell you, hacksaw Jim Duggan, just blood splitting everywhere. It is a bloody film, and it is a thriller, all 2 hours of it. This movie came back in the early 2000s. Before, you got to realize, movies went through like their roller coaster. Some was like an hour. It started out with 90 minutes. All movies was roughly 90 minutes. It was only a certain movies that went into the 2 hour, 2.5, 3 hours, like Titanic and all of that stuff. Even Schindler's List is 3 hours. But then you get to those movies where there was a span was like, okay, let's get back to 90 minutes because attention span. No. Oldboy is all action, all gas, no break. So if y'all have the chance, check out my list. Let me repeat. I know I went through a lot. I believe the first one was The Great Debater. Then it was Amistad. Then it was Friday. Then it was Schindler's List. And then the last one was Oldboy. And Jordan, trying to think that off of the top of my head like that, you put me in a tough position because I know I left out some gems because I was thinking like I had like I've already got honorable mentions in my head right now.
I was about to ask you. I'm gonna ask you this. Give me one honorable mention in one word on how to describe it.
Shawshank Redemption.
One word.
And one word to describe it. Dang. I'm trying to think one word because, I want to say the whole sentence, but it's like one word.
You got one word. One word.
Passionate.
Okay. I dig that.
All right. Enough of the pressure on me. You got my heart beating a little fast. What about you? What's your top 5?
All right, man. You know me, I gotta be lighthearted. I'm the yin to the yang or the yang to the yin. I don't know how it go, but I can't be as serious as you. But you did have a little fun in there though with Friday. So for me, number 1, I'm gonna go back to my childhood, man. Toy Story. Toy Story was my stuff. Okay. Toy Story. I still in my mind can picture this, and all my 90 kids can agree with this. I still can see the VHS tape in my bedroom right now in my head, popping it into the VCR and just vibing out for that however long it is, not paying attention to whatever else happened in the world. Toy Story was just like, it was animation, it was fun, it was different. Disney put their foot in that, and Pixar got into it. So, then you got some of the best 90 actors with Tom Hanks and them boys. So man, it was just like you're sitting there like, yo, this is a classic, and it's just like you're sitting there and like do my toys do this stuff when I'm not around? Like you as a kid, like,
Yeah,
all right, I got
yeah.
something to record them because they might move. You
Hey, I
know,
get you because
if you seen
after I
Chucky,
saw that, it was open the door. No,
yeah,
open the. Oh,
yeah. Like Andy's here. Like, wait a minute. Jordan's here. Like, I swear I saw Woody move. So that is
yeah, you
one of
really did
mine.
take that in a whole different direction. Sheesh. All right, I
Yeah.
like it. I
So
like it.
number two, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because I'm a cheater, so I gotta cheat a little bit. I'm picking the Star Wars saga. I can't pick one of them. I gotta pick the saga because
Okay.
X gave me time to think about this, so I had a little bit of time to put he was on his feet with it. I had a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cheat a little bit. So Star Wars saga, man, like I grew up with it with my pops, and it's like one of those kind of things where it's sci-fi, it's swords and it's heroes, and I'm learning different things. And me going to school in college, it was the first time I figured out what a MacGuffin was. So figuring out what the MacGuffin is, I'm like, the droids are the MacGuffin the whole time? Because for all I thought, it was about beating the hell out of somebody with a lightsaber, or trying to escape a Jabba the Hutt. You got your man's cool with Han Solo, man. Just Harrison Ford doing his thing, and don't quote me, but I think the director was the same one, the same as two of yours, right? Was it Spielberg in there? That was George Lucas. George Lucas was
George
the
Lucas,
director, and him and Spielberg
great
get
production
together,
studio.
and man, they put their foot in it. So George
Lucas
Lucas,
creates
man,
some great films.
he does, and it's like the whole series. Now, granted, I'm not gonna say all of them were great because like the second two, like the second saga, third saga, like, they were okay. But I think once Disney got their hands on it, I really wasn't feeling it as much. But the Phantom Menace when it came out, that series when they did the prequel, I mean Darth Maul scared the hell out of me. But I love me some pod racing. But that man was dope. Did you know that Darth Maul was the actor that played Toad in the X-Men movies?
Oh,
He
really?
knew how to. Yeah, he knew what to do with that stick, man. He killed your boy. He killed Liam Neeson. He did him dirty.
Here's the funny thing.
So
Now you mentioned you didn't like how you didn't really much like it when Disney took over. Wait till you see when they start coming out these Star Wars new ones, because old girl from India just took over and she's trying to make it more open. So we're gonna see how that.
we're not going to do that. I'm not going to listen to you.
Okay,
You're not going to
continue.
get me
I'm not trying to
okay.
rule
So
your list.
yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I'll let you get on, man. Don't do that to me. You're gonna have people like the hell with them. All right, I'm gonna go
Okay,
back
go
to
ahead,
some more
go ahead.
fun though. White Man Can't Jump was hilarious, hilarious, and it was hard for me to pick this because it was either this or He Got Game because I wanted to bring something from my past of like
Ooh.
hooping. I love hooping. I love me some Jesus Shoulders with Denzel. Spike Lee put his work in, but I was like, let's have some fun with it. So it was like, which one can I sit here and say I watch over and over again? And I watched
I'd
White
say
Man
White
Can't
Man.
Jump more than I have He Got Game. He Got
Yeah.
Game is too serious at some
Yeah.
points, but it is kind of dope because especially as a brother like myself, when I got to college and I was sitting there with the two bunnies like this in the bed, I couldn't tell me nothing. Like, damn, this is real happening.
Damn,
Because
I didn't even
as
think
a
to put
hooper,
football.
because as a hooper, and I also thought about maybe Coach Carter because my coach did the same exact stuff. Like we had some ballers in our school,
Nice.
and he was like, they don't got the grades. We had a kid in my school, and I'm gonna tell you two things, X. One game, someone stole my jersey. So I wore the kid's jersey. Yeah, I know. This is when you grow up in the hood. Uh, and I had my name in the newspaper. They had the kid's name in the newspaper instead of mine. I'm like, yo, I put up 20 that night. What you mean? Well, that ain't me. That ain't Jordan. Like, why him in there? That had me hot. And I was like, I couldn't even say the newspaper clipping because it wasn't me. We all knew it was me. But to get back to the point, it's just White Man Can't Jump was so funny. Woody Harrelson, Wesley, man, they were great. They were great, man. It was like, damn, this is how you hustle. Like this is the type of thing you think about. So now I want to get into some mind stuff on number 4. Inception. Christopher Nolan
Okay.
is a genius. Inception is so crazy. And it was like, do I put the Batman series on here? Do I put the man? I can't think of the movie that he did before that. That was kind of it was dope. It was with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale again, and it was a movie when they were like magicians. And I can't. The
Now you
Prestige.
see them? Oh.
Prestige. The Prestige is it's a dope movie, and it's like Inception. It makes you think. You got to go back if you haven't seen Prestige, you got to watch it twice. You have to watch
I
it
need
twice.
to. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember.
You probably have. You probably just it's been a while, but the Prestige really good. And the thing about Christopher Nolan is that he keeps the same actors in his stuff, and they all get in their bag from um, Nilsson to Hugh to Christian Bell to Michael Caine. Like he got the guys in there, and my man was it Clive Murphy or Clevian Murphy? I'm not sure how to say his name, his beginning of his name, but he does Peaky Blinders.
Oh, Peaky Blinders is a good show too.
Yeah,
We might need to do a top shows next time.
I'm gonna get your bestie on that next. I'm gonna have her watch that.
We may need to do top shows of all time.
We can. So like Inception is more so like a homage to Christopher Nolan because a lot of my stuff like when I was saying when I was talking about Spielberg and Lucas, it's like Ready Player One. Any person that grew up with video games and stuff like that, if you read the books, Eric Klein's a good dude, man. I read both books. The second one, I don't think they're gonna come out with it. It didn't do as hot, but Ready Player 2 was pretty okay. Ready Player One's a classic. Anything the nostalgia you got in there, I love it. So that gets to me, and it kind of is so crazy how these things work, man. I'm gonna tell you why, X, because it goes to my number 5. One of the vehicles in there was a DeLorean. So number 5 is the Back to the Future series.
Okay.
Now I'm telling you, who was that again? Was that Spielberg?
All these. Ooh,
I think Spielberg so. Or I can't remember.
No, I don't. Back to the Future.
Was it Spielberg? Would he get in there? Look that up for me. I can't remember. It's so Back to the Future, man. Marty McFly. Come on, butthead. Like,
oh no. It looks like it was Robert Zemeckis.
Yes.
Zemeckis, because this.
Zemeckis. But Spielberg has something to do with it, I think. Did he produce it?
Not that I know of.
No?
Keep going. I'll look.
Okay. So Back to the Future, man, is one of my faves because it was just so lighthearted and it was fun, and it's one of those touching things that you got to take advantage of. Like smell the flowers while you still can, because we all know how Michael J. Fox is doing now, and to see him in that light and to see the way he was a producer. Okay, that's what I want to make sure of, and it was fun, dude. And I always say this: if I ever hit the lottery, I promise you, I'm getting some power laces. I'm getting some power laces, brother.
It's expensive.
It was
they like $9K.
They like $20K, especially for my big ass feet. Yeah, my big ass feet, they tax, and they'll make sure I pay for it. You can get the ones that came out without the power laces that just look like it. Nah,
those probably the 9Ks. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think those are the ones. I need the ones that actually do it. Because, bruh, I'm telling you, that's my first expensive purchase whenever I hit the lottery. But overall, man, that trilogy was so dope. It was so cool, man. And like seeing the kid go back in time, the special effects, and then it's like the second one, like the power laces, just like it just kept getting better and better. Now the third one was not as good as the first two, but overall, it was just fun. It was lighthearted. It was some good humor, and it's like it makes you think, man. It's like, wouldn't you do the same thing as Biff? Go back and use the almanac, but it was fun. It was fun.
I'd been gambling my ass off. I'd have been the filthiest. I would have been Jeff Bezos without Google.
Man, what? It would be crazy. I don't got no words for it. But that's my top 5, dog. Like it was hard. It was hard, man.
Now that you brought up some of the other ones that had me thinking, it's like, how did I not put in Blade?
Ooh.
How did I not put in Blade, my boy? The Matrix.
Yeah. The Blade, the Matrix. So many good movies, dude.
I can't even. Planet of the Apes. Them niggas look like me.
We gotta get off. I think it's time. I can't let you ruin my stuff just like that.
But for real though, Planet of the Apes, Blade. God, I can't even. I'm trying to think of the last one. There was one that I was thinking while you was talking about. Oh, I remember my dad had the movie and I wasn't allowed to watch it, and I had to sneak and watch it. The Godfather trilogy.
Oh.
Boy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the list while I was looking at Steven Spielberg, and I'm just sitting here like, Ocean's 11? We ain't even talk about?
Oceans, we didn't even get the Oceans.
Glass.
Glass from M. Night Shyamalan?
No. Glass with Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis. You know they made like 3 movies out of that.
That's M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, yes, M. Night Shyamalan. Yes.
Yeah. I didn't see Glass yet. Actually, me and your bestie watched. We watched the latest movie with James McAvoy that just came out, and we were talking about it. She's like, "You want to watch?" When we came back, we actually watched Unbreakable. That was their first one.
Okay.
And then Split is number 2.
Yes.
I didn't see Glass yet. Bro, I got to see Glass.
When I tell you whatchamacallit, Samuel L. Jackson was in his bag for that movie.
Glass?
What?
That's recent. The Glass is
2019.
At least 6 years. Yeah.
Bruh, Samuel L. Jackson is in his bag for that series, bruh. His acting, that I believe put him above all. Because Samuel L. Jackson will throw out a movie just to throw out a movie, bro. But like what, Black Snake Moan? Snakes on a plane. That man would throw out a movie he would throw out a movie just to throw out a movie. But bro,
I think that's what Kevin Hart's on right now.
But now looking at Samuel in Glass and the character he portrayed in that movie, bruh, you gonna like it. I feel it showed massive range. Okay.
Shoot, I might have to watch that tonight then.
Yes.
I might have to put it on.
That was a movie on itself. But boy.
Speaking of movies, Degrees of Separation with Kevin Bacon, like it's crazy. We were just talking about that and you didn't even know that we were having that conversation about that. Like, that just shows you how these movies correlate, man. That's crazy.
You know, when was one movie that I love? Oh my God, what was the name of the movie? Identity. It wasn't that great. So to me, it was a low budget film. I can't remember who was the director. I just always remember it was Identity. It was about a movie about a guy who had multiple personalities. And in his head, they created the movie based off what he had in his head. It was a guy that was on murder trial. And so the movie starts off with them abandoned in a motel.
Directed it. And John Cusack.
One of the things that was so amazing about it is the hotel rooms was numbered 1 through 12, which represented his personalities. And they started killing each personality. But in the movie, it didn't show it was his personality until the end. It just showed as if there was a guy. The way they set it up, it was a guy who's on murder, but it looked like there was a killer at the motel. So people were starting to die and they were trying to figure out who the killer was, like a murder mystery. Nice. And then at the end, and yes, I gave a spoiler alert. And at the end of the movie.
No more. I'm interested. Please.
Okay. But boy, when you find out the end, I was like, shh, for real? I have been trying to find, I wish, maybe I might need to Google, based off that movie, other movies are similar like that. Because those are the movies I love, psychological thrillers, where I can't guess who the killer is or I can't guess how the ending is. Because I'm pretty damn good at guessing how the ending is going to go in most scary movies or thrillers. But I want the ones where they just throw curveball after curveball after curveball. God. Dude. Keep me on my toes.
Dude, you do not want to know where this movie came from.
Do I?
No. Oh my God.
But now I want you to tell me.
I sent it into the chat. There you go. It should pop right up for you.
All right. Let's see. Let me check what you sent me. Agatha Christie, and then they were none. 10 Little Niggers. Wait. Agatha Christie. Oh, I hope you did, because you about to. Yeah, it came out in 1930. I don't know if this is the same one, because it is. 8 people arrived in a small isolated island off Devon coast.
Bro, I tried to tell you.
Oh my land, 10 little, and they just willy nilly put this shit on the internet. 10 little niggas. Well, not with an A. 10 little niggers. After an 1869 minstrel song, it was a song too. American
you never heard of 10 Little Indians? They switched it to 10 Little Indians in our culture, in America. You didn't remember ever singing 10 Little Indians as a child?
Oh, now you're gonna make me want to put the song on as our outro.
All right, I think it's time for us to wrap this up. Wrap this up, X. I'm ready to go.
Now I gotta read about this. Hey, I appreciate you sharing that, because now I gotta read about it. I gotta read about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder if they got the book on Amazon. I might have to even order that some bit.
I don't want to put no money in that person's pocket.
See, hold on. At the end of the day, I look at it this way. We lived in a different world when that book was written. It was 1939. All of that was acceptable during that time. It's not the fact that I'm trying to put money into that person's pocket, but I'd like to think that I'm mature enough where the N-word doesn't bother me anymore. And if it is a good book, I'm going to read a good book. Just like when we watch a movie, and Amistad was my movie that I wanted to watch. Amistad was based off of bad things that happen in this world. But that ain't gonna stop me from watching those movies and those words and those beings being in that movie. So therefore, I look at it as the book. If it is a good book and identity was based off of that book, I'm very curious on how they written and if she was a good author at that time. So, if that means I gotta throw a couple of dollars at Agatha's grave, well, I'm throwing a couple of dollars at Agatha's grave.
Chewy. Her grave.
Because we can go into a whole bunch of miscalculated, like, what was that? What was that movie that was the guy from Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., where he was Tropical Thunder or whatever?
Tropical Thunder.
Yeah. And how that went over everybody's head. Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, everybody got their certain audience. I'm curious if this book is as any as good as the movie Identity. And if it is, I might need to go ahead and read it. But it's funny, though, how they changed the cover of the book now. I wonder if they also changed the words within the book to fit modern day. Because remember, I told you I looked up Agatha Christie, and then there were none. It was just a skeleton, and I couldn't find it. So maybe they redid it and made it more digestible for today's culture.
That makes sense.
And I probably won't be able to find the original Agatha Christie, 10 Niggers. They're probably not going to sell me that book. It probably don't exist. It was probably a limited edition that no longer exists. And and if I can find it, we'll see. I know you Googling hard for it, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But either way, let's wrap it up. I appreciate this. This was good. I want to do TV shows and also maybe even books in the future.
Wow.
Because
there's actually
I want to hear from the community. There's an adult film version of it. Is this where Jungle Fever started?
10 Little Maidens.
Oh, dang. But either way, comment below what your top 5 films are. I wonder what the community has, what the community's top 5 films are. So we'll wait and see for those, and then catch y'all on the flip side.
All right. Hey, I'm kind of invested about this. Never mind. Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Actually, it was a pleasure, man. I'm gonna go look at some more stuff, some research purposes, of course. Enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
All right, little maiden. All right, y'all, be easy.